Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Bleach Brave Souls discussion video. So as someone that's been playing this game for about 2 years now, I've been able to see the progression. For the most part, I've got to commend KLab for what they've been able to do, but along the way, they've done some, let's say, unfavorable things. If you started the game from around like January 2016 to about May of that same year, you'll remember how the meta of the game was like. Blue Grimmjow and Violet Ichigo were top tier units for a while, characters like Red Yamamoto, Oji Ulquiorra, Purple Byakuya, and so on were essentially idealistic at the time. Now, over the span of the next few months, these characters would be used less and less due to units such as SC Ulk or Full Hollow Ichigo being released. And of course, newer characters are going to have higher stats than the original batch available from the get-go. It only makes sense. Then came the first anniversary of the game, and with that, an innovative idea to bring back the use of the originals into relevancy: 6-star characters. This, in theory, would give older units the tools and skills to compete with the newer characters, and KLab could market those older characters that were now reborn in their own summon selections. It sounds like an amazing idea, right? Well, that's not really what ended up happening. Don't get me wrong, a few characters did get their due diligence to compete again: Red Kenpachi, Green Kenpachi, and Blue Grimmjow. But what about everyone else? Over the next few months since the release of the 6-star evolution function, it had many players in the community theorizing what the 6-star stats and skills for the soon-to-come older characters could be, only to be let down nearly every single time. A prime example comes in Technique Coyote Stark. When he was released, it made people go into a frenzy trying to pull him immediately. For the longest time, he was the most fun character to play in the entire game. But when his 6-star version was released, he got shafted pretty hard, with attack and spiritual pressure both being below the 580 mark, and was stuck with the Captain Killer. At that time, it still wasn't good. I could go on listing specific examples of how old characters were never really given their due for at least a little bit with 6 stars, but we don't have that kind of time. So TLDR, the purpose of 6 stars was to bring older characters back into relevancy with enjoyment and mechanics, but that didn't really happen for the most part. And I'm honestly not sure if you guys are really bothered by this fact, given that a lot of you weren't around for the time. I'm coming from a point where the only way to get a lot of awesome characters was through the premium summons, but then they were neglected when you introduce a function that was specifically made to bring them back into the light. That is kind of upsetting. However, KLab forged another opportunity with level 200 characters. They could rectify their original mistake by giving 6 stars the stats and fun we wanted them to have in the first place. But then we find out everyone gets the exact same flat increases, which then killed any motivation for people to 200 their older characters other than as a joke. Now you may be asking, can KLab fix this? And honestly, I'm not so sure. They could add another function like 7 stars or something, but at this point that might cause more harm than good. I'm not sure if people want to deal with all the extra grinding. The best idea I can come up with is some sort of remastering function only for the older characters. Change around their killer abilities, skills, stats, and maybe their soul trait. Because quite frankly, I don't want there to be 3 Yamamotos in the game that are completely useless. This dude is the head captain of the 13 court guard squads. He deserves much better, along with other characters. And let's step back and look at it from a monetary perspective. If they implement this so-called remastering system, these older characters can be marketed, whether it be through summon selections or the buyable character packs. And guess what? Not everyone has them. So look at that, you make your extra revenue right there. In summation, all I'm asking for is KLab to finally deliver on their original promise to implement a proper system that makes older characters relevant again for at least a legitimate amount of time. And KLab, if you don't want to, can you at least stop advertising Power Bankai Ichigo as the ultimate all-rounder? You're not fooling anyone. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I understand it's not an issue of the utmost importance like the last couple of videos were, but it is something that has bothered me for a while. If you guys did enjoy anything I said, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell to enable notifications. If you guys want to be featured in a Bleach Brave Souls video, let me know what you guys want me to discuss next in the comments or at me on Twitter. That's all I have for today, and I will see you guys next time.